Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Breakdown. We had a mini breakdown there, but I think that we're good to go. Sorry about the delay, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes is a quick turnaround time. Thank you for joining us on the show today. We had a great weekend of matches, and here we're going to break down in our segmented show what went on throughout the weekend. So, what's up, Zin? How we feeling, baby? Come on.
Feeling good, baby. Obviously, we had a great watch party day. Appreciate you guys tuned in. And like you said, we had a great weekend of matches, a couple upsets, and a couple matches that we saw get pretty close that we were not expecting to get very close. But had a lot of fun. Always good watching CDL. Got to see the boys play today. They won in dominant fashion.
Dominant.
Atlanta FaZe in Florida go the distance to end out the weekend.
Surprising there.
It was a good weekend, and now we're excited to bring you the first breakdown that actually is a somewhat smooth transition from the watch party to the breakdown. So welcome.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys joining us. W's in the chat.
Yeah, so we do apologize for the slight hiccup there. We do have a lot of moving pieces. It is kind of hard to make everything run smoothly. This is the first time we're doing it straight after matches, so we'll only get better and better at it, so we appreciate your patience. I know that it can be frustrating. It's frustrating for us as well. Trust me, it's a lot of things going on to run this caliber of a Call of Duty talk show. But Zin, shall we start and get into our first segments for the day?
I mean, who wants to introduce it? You got it?
I got the first one, if I may.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scumpy.
Are you going to let me do it? Or
Well, I just wanted to Scumpy.
Introducing the first segment of the show today, we have the Team of the Week, where we tell you guys the players that we think excelled in their matches and really put on for their squads. So let's roll into it. Alrighty, Zen. Here we go. Do you want to do the honors and give us the first player, or do you want me to do it?
I mean, absolutely, Abner. Without further ado, this player, I think, went above and beyond all weekend long. There's actually been a lot of talk around him throughout the community. First up, Las Vegas Legion's very own Eli Standy. Sure.
This kid has been under a lot of scrutiny lately.
Hold, and Boston will have to try again.
Yeah, well done from the side of Legion. Putting to bed the demons of P3. Someone to speak. 30 seconds remaining here as well. Standing in a good position to get this transition over. It's big kills over towards the cannon side. Now Boston spawning over towards Doors. Now you're all of a sudden in trouble because the pinch is there. Standy still going on a 5 spree. Dead silence pop, dead silence still rolling. Bryce.
He's waiting. He knows his teammates are going to back him up here as well. Can he make the difference with the dead silence? Getting through as ready, but his teammate will go down. He's almost going to, he's just going to get out of it. How on earth has he just stayed alive and kept running away? He is not giving them anything to go with. As Standy on a 6 streak, he's playing his life.
Vegas, right now they're neck and neck, sort of racing with Rocker to qualify for champs. And Vegas, they're continually trying to upgrade. We talked about the move a little bit. 2 real out. In comes Standy. And I do think, we talked about it a bit, I think he complements TJ very well, right? TJ, he played really well, by the way. TJ
also did
TJ did his thing. But I think those two complement each other, and I feel like there's more now, more SMG slang on the map as compared to prior. 2 Real was doing his thing, but I do think Standy sort of packs a punch and maybe has a higher ceiling. Yeah,
so just to talk about his stats a little bit, he's got a 1.29 overall, 1.46 in hardpoint, 1.8 in search, dropping 0.9 kills per map. And then in control, the kid's also been doing well. He's just been having an unreal stage thus far, and I hope that he keeps it up.
Yeah.
They play a good team in Boston, and
well, the good thing about this is I think if you're a fan of Call of Duty, you're happy with what's going on because Vegas is kicking things up. Rocker have a 2-0 weekend, so they are legitimately in a real tight race to qualify for champs. And last year, Rocker don't qualify for champs. It would be an absolute disaster if that were to happen again. Whereas Vegas, you have Clay, a fan favorite, players like TJ. This is a roster that's trying to prove the world wrong, and I'm excited to watch the race unfold. But next up,
Yes, I'm happy to put this one on there. He's one of my old sub duos. It's none other than Dylan Hannon, the Cannon from 100 Thieves. The kid has been playing lights out.
Yep.
And he dropped a bomb this weekend.
He was going insane, man. And I mean, he's a player that
they are indeed, but still have to try again.
Yeah, well done from the side of Legion.
But also
putting to bed the demons of P3.
Great mind for the game.
So to speak, 30 seconds remaining here as well. Standy in a good position to get this transition over. It's big kills over towards the cannon side. Now Boston spawning over towards doors. Now you're all of a sudden in trouble because the pinch is there. Standy still going on a 5 spree. Dead silence pop, dead silence, still rolling press.
The kid's got a good brain for Call of Duty.
He's waiting. He knows his teammates are going to back him up here as well. Can he make the difference with the dead silence? Looking, getting through as ready, but his teammate will go down. He's almost going to, just going to get out of it. How on earth has he just stayed alive and kept running away? He is not giving them anything to go with. As Standy on a 6 streak, he's playing his life like it is a fiddle and it is a fall of Rome. There's the 7 as well.
Wonderfully played from Standy. You talk about the best SMGs in the world and what they do on this map, and it is dominate art and top art. It is just so crucial.
Sure.
Yes. But yeah, can't say enough about Dylan. Great teammate.
I mean, he's a back-to-back champion. Like I said, he's a world champion, and based on their play this past weekend, Thieves really seemed to turn it up a notch towards the tail end of the season, and Envoy definitely helped in that regard. So, shout out to him. He had a 1.4 overall KD. I mean, that's quite the KD, especially for an SMG player. The kid was popping off all weekend long. Shouts
out Dylan, man.
Yeah,
he's got a near and dear close space in our hearts. Being ex-teammate of the Optic of Huntsman,
sure.
You know, he's doing big things.
We had a slumber party.
You love to see
when he was here months ago.
We did have a slumber party.
Me,
but let's
you,
not get,
him, J-Cap.
Let's not get caught up on that. Introducing our third player. I'll let you take this one. Now we're into our ARs for the team of the week.
Welcome to the league, Fame.
And this guy, he impressed me a lot. He comes into the league. His first 2 matches are on land. Yeah, they're against some of the easier teams in the league per se, but to come in, play on land like that, and perform the way that he did, you can't help but tip the hat to him.
I mean, the kid had a 1.16 overall, and they're playing on land too, right? So there was a fan component. It was his CDL debut. I believe he had the number 2 KD for a rookie debut.
Yeah.
So Fame was doing his thing. He was consistent. Honestly, I mean, watching the Rocker all weekend long, he was kind of like their backbone. Like, I feel like no matter what, he was playing consistent. He was making plays. You see right there, he's getting hype. He's screaming. He's sort of coming into the league, and he's not holding back. He's not sheltered. He's amped, right? He's excited to play. He's excited to get his opportunity. Takes the stage in Madison, Wisconsin this past weekend. Goes 2-0. Pops off, like I said, 1.16 KD overall. The kid played well, man, and I'm happy for him.
1.15 in search, 1.3 in control. He was well-rounded across all of the modes, and they end up coming out 2-0 on the weekend. And let's talk about it. They need those points. The race for top 8 for champs it's looming for some of these teams. Some teams obviously in a better spot, but for Minnesota, Vegas, some of the teams that are closer to that bubble zone, they needed these wins, and they come in, they capitalize, and they win 2 series that they probably should have.
Yeah.
But he's a big factor as to why they got that done, and there's a reason why he's on our team of the week. And then last but not least, I'll let you introduce this one.
So let me, real quick, just to say, I think us as a community, we have this thing with stats, and the whole community likes to preach that stats don't matter, yet all we talk about is stats. This next player had good stats, but not necessarily upper echelon, top of the food chain. Our final player for the breakdown team of the week is Benjamin Beans of the Boston Breach.
Yeah, and we picked him on our team of the week pretty much solely because of what he did in that Toronto series. Teams against the wall, they're down in the search and destroy, and Beans starts making some huge plays to help bring them back into that. The kid's been an animal. He ended up dropping an insane series against us on land, and he's really been helping Boston, get catapulted into that upper echelon of teams. No disrespect to you, Zin, because I think that you're an absolute beast.
It's insane.
But Beans just brought in, he's brought in that hype. He's brought in that fresh amateur hunger, and I think that he's been helping this team quite a bit.
I mean, that's what I said. I just think that, when I decided to take a step back after he filled in with us for Major 1 when Joe got sick, I saw an energy that I can lie to myself all I want. I can't bring that rookie energy that he's bringing. He's getting loud. He was screaming versus Clayster, one of the Call of Duty legends. So he's excited. He's not sheltered. He did his thing, and he drops over 11,000 damage. He had some insane plays in the Search and Destroy, right? Remember that 2-piece on Hotel Search and Destroy?
Big plays.
Ben Beans did his thing.
Big plays out of my man, Big Beans. He was putting up he was doing the stuff that you need to do to win. He's making big plays when it matters, and yeah, stats, whatever, you can throw him out the window, but he's making big plays when it matters, and I think that's why he gets a shout in our Team of the Week.
1.4 in Search, 1.3 in Control. The kid, sure, at hardpoint maybe a little more inconsistent over the 2 matches, but nonetheless, the kid popped off, and he's one of the main reasons why they actually were able to defeat the defending champions in the Toronto Ultra. And I'm glad to add him because
Ultra's 0-2 now, so it's...
Yes, but at the time, that was really impressive, and it was the difference between them going or getting reverse swept versus Ultra, which would have been disastrous. They end up taking the last map.
Yep.
6-4. Ben Beans did his thing. Happy for him. And the real reason why I'm excited to have him in there is to try and change this stigma around statistics being the overly important factor. Like, just based on the eye test and watching him in that series, like, he really made a difference. And, of course, stats tell a certain story, but I think watching the game and actually watching the map tells a different story. So, happy for Beans. And, I mean,
Boston's been looking good.
Boston looked good, man.
Yeah, and people were kind of on us because we gave Boston a A-tier shout in our tier list, but I think that team looks good. I think they can compete with any team in the league.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a reason why, they're nasty. And then one of those big reasons is my man Beans. So congratulations to the Team of the Week.
Breakdown Team of the Week. And let me just say, once again, I know we've said it a couple times, there's always going to be an argument for different players. These are players that stood out to us, and of course other players went off as well. It's not easy when you have so many good players in the league to really narrow down a top 4. And also we like to pick 2 SMGs and 2 ARs, right, just to make the team kind of make sense. But I think these guys went crazy. That's the Breakdown Team of the Week.
Yep, Breakdown Team of the Week, Zen. I think it's a doozy. I think that team is a scary one. Next up, would you like to introduce our next segment?
It's a fan favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 1v2, and this player has had a lot of talk around him. We just saw him in the Breakdown Team of the Week. We are excited to pick the brain of Eli Standy.
God, I love that graphic.
Sure.
It's great. And we will
There he is. He's Danny Phantom. Got to catch him all because he's Danny Phantom.
We will be joined by Standy in just a moment. We got to get him in.
We look good, though.
Yes,
I mean, we're looking nice. And I love how the set changes. I mean, it's an absolute pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure, Zen. Where is Standy? We want him.
I blame him.
I'm here.
There he is.
We hear him.
There he is.
Wait, you can't see me?
No,
we can't see you. You're
right
like
now.
John Cena. We can't see you.
You can't see me.
But we hear you. They're looking at these faces, man. Pretty faces.
I see myself in here, so I'm not sure, but
Yeah, one sec. They're probably just putting you into
Yeah, they're probably working on it right now, but Eli, excited to have you, Danny Phantom. We can't see you right now, but you're with us, and we appreciate you hopping on, man.
Yeah. So let's just start the interview while they can hear his voice, I'm assuming. So let's start the interview. Eli, again, congratulations on landing a spot on Vegas. It would have been an absolute shame for you to not be in the league after what you've been doing and how you've been. So let me just start off my questions with this. How has your new team been different from Ultra, and do you feel more comfortable on the map with this team? Because it looks like you've been a lot more comfortable in your role with the Vegas Legion.
Yeah, so the team vibes are definitely a little bit different compared to Ultra. You know, it's just different people. Like, there's 3 Europeans on the other team or 2 Europeans on the other team, so it's definitely a different vibe. And yeah, I mean, so far with the team, I feel like they have a lot of trust in me. They have a lot of trust in me, and they give me a lot of the potential to roam when I want to roam, and just like kind of believe in me when I'm in the situations where I get to fry. But obviously, like, me and TJ have a good balance, and like for me as a sub duo, I feel like I really like having a sub duo that kind of like bounces off me, where it's like if it's my turn to rotate, I rotate. If it's his turn to get hill, he gets hill. More of like just a consistent system kind of play style. I feel like I thrive like more as an SMG when my duo is like that. And I mean, overall, I mean, it's fun, like playing with Clay and Don. I mean, Don's an animal, dude. Clay's an animal. I mean, Tej is Tej, but I mean, it's a different environment. It's fun though.
I mean, Tej has been going insane, and I mean, you touched on it a little bit. I do want to talk about the dynamic between you and TJ, because when you first joined this roster, it was my opinion, and we kind of shared the opinion that you and Tej do complement each other very well. You're more of like the roaming SMG slayer. TJ has been a little inconsistent in Respawn. He goes crazy this past weekend, so I think it's no coincidence that you two teaming up and playing together has kind of helped both of you guys excel. So talk to me. What's different? Obviously, CleanX is insane, but I do feel like watching you guys play together, the way you and TJ bounce off one another is night and day different compared to the way you and CleanX play together.
Yeah, I think TJ is just really fast. And he takes initiative a lot. Like, he'll just go. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he needs to go, like, he just goes with no care in the world. And I feel like it definitely helps, like, initiate a lot more of the plays on the map. And especially me, like, I can get in a lot more, like, early rotational spots on the map and kind of, like, help, like, chain hills more on the map, while, like, TJ can, like, obviously be more of a frontline man when we need him to be, like, a frontline man. Because, I mean, I obviously can do whatever I need, but I feel like the more I play with these guys, they just kind of understand my play style and how I like to play on the map, and they're definitely, like, playing off me while also, like, fitting me into the system.
Yeah, no, Tej, it seems like you guys really work together, because I feel like Tej is a little bit more selfless and he kind of just throws his body out a lot.
Sometimes too selfless.
Yeah.
Sometimes too selfless.
And I feel like that compliments you, because you're obviously like a roaming slayer, like you said, and it just allows you to be more free on the map. But people might not know this, that you grew up 10 minutes from where I did. Tell the people a little bit about your path to pro, and I mean, a little bit about us. I mean, we grew up very, very close together, and the Pennsylvania boys, it's good to see one of them still holding it down out there. So tell them about your story a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll just start. The high school I went to is Seth's rival high school. So, like, our high school teams would always, like, battle it out and stuff. And I think, like, one of my friends used to always tell me, like, yo, my dad used to teach Scump and all this stuff. And he'd always tell me, I'm like, yo, that's sick. So then, like, a bunch of my friends, like, think it's crazy that, like, how we were playing against each other at one point. But so that's super cool. We live super close, like 717 area.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. PA reppin'. Shout out Tej too.
Yep.
I don't know what's in the water in PA, but I think based on you two, it makes people fucking dumb.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know what
we did see Standy double against the 12 in blackjack,
Bruh.
which was nuts.
That was insane. That was insane.
I got money on that.
But yeah, I think it's crazy because, like, it's just a small world. Like, Maven went to my high school. You grew up 10 minutes away. I think it's just crazy how gaming kind of brought everyone together, and now to see you flourishing. I mean, it's just dope. It really is. It's cool to see, you know, people close from home doing their thing.
And then I guess, like, challengers, like, I mean, I just started in challengers. I played S&D. I was a really good, like, S&D player coming up when I was, like, 15 to 17. And then in challengers, I kind of started on, like, a top 16, top 32 team, and I just kind of kept, like, elevating my game and just kind of joining, like, that next best team. And, like, in MW, you probably remember, Seth. Like, I used to always scrim you guys when I was on, like, with Fellow and Royalty and all those guys.
Yeah, and you were gross.
Yeah, they definitely, like Felony, Royalty, Naga, like, those guys definitely helped, like, elevate me to, like, the top level. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Eli, talk to me about how practice has been going in comparison to Ultra. Because right now you guys and Rocker are kind of neck and neck, and you guys are sort of racing for that top 8. Explain to me what that practice dynamic is like. You have Theory as your coach. You're playing with some pretty big personalities, some outspoken personalities, and Don and Clay and Tej too. So just let us know how practice is going.
Practice has been good. I think, like, the most important thing was, like, having a good first Boston match. I feel like that match definitely, like, made everyone, like, have more of a belief in each other. Like, doing good that match made everyone believe in each other, and practice has been going good. I just think it's more so, like, everyone needs to believe in each other, and then realize that, like, this is the exact moment where, like, we control our destinies. Like, we have to go, like, we can't wake up and just do good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just have a good day of practice. Like, we're behind. Like, we need to be godlike. Like, we need to wake up every day go hard, watch a lot of VOD. So like we're not even with these other teams. Like we have to actually like set ourselves apart, especially with like this race and comeback we're trying to have. So I mean, I just been going really hard and making sure that like I'm really hard on like all my teammates to make sure like we watch VOD and just get on the same page, because practice has been good. We've been going hard, but I still feel like we can definitely take it a little bit more than that next level. And I mean, the whole goal is just get everyone on board, get the belief going, and just keep finding like the exact system. Because I feel like there's still a lot of stuff we can like hammer down on.
Yeah.
But either way, we've been going really hard.
And Clay gave you props as well for trying to get everyone together and make sure you guys are all on the same page. So it's just great to see, you know, with everything that's been being said, and you're just turning around and shutting everybody the hell up. And you're getting props from Clayster, which goes a huge way in this community. Obviously, he's a vet, been around, done his thing for a long time. So keep it up. I don't want to keep you for too long, so we'll ask you one more question. Are you excited for the match against Toronto? You guys
Two more questions.
April 14th is the match. Are you going to be coming different in that one, Eli?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for all the matches I'm going to be trying to come different. So, I mean, I'm just taking that match like it's just any other match. I'm going to be going just as hard as I would in any other match. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for all my matches.
Listen.
So, I mean,
okay, hold on. Let's throw this PR out the window. It's no secret that Ultra did not hold back in their documentary series. They had a lot to say about you, and there was a lot of talk and sort of scrutiny around your name and people calling you a selfish player, them making some statements that they felt like you were holding them back. Let us know what that experience was actually like, because we have their raw thoughts, and if you would, we'd love to hear a little from you about how you feel about how that whole thing unfolded.
At first, I definitely thought it was a little weird, because it was like their whole kind of like documentary was kind of just like bashing me. So I just kind of thought it was a little weird. I mean, and to be honest, I just feel like me as a person, like I just try to keep shit real. And I mean, I'm sure if you ask a lot of my past teammates or like people I know, I feel like they only have good shit to say about me. Like I feel like I only wake up, go hard in practice, try to be the best me every day. And I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Fair answer. We appreciate you coming on, man, and I think it's impressive how you've blocked out that noise, because we were talking about how I feel like this new team is sort of like a statement team for you, because with a lot of negative talk around you, if you were to come in and underperform, it could have essentially hurt the longevity of your career, but you come out, you keep your foot on the gas, and you play lights out, and now you have a serious foot in this champs race. So we're happy for you, excited to have you on, and we appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by.
I ain't done yet.
I like that.
I like that. Keep it up, kid.
I like that.
You've
looking
been
forward to
absolutely
watching
fine.
you.
Again, yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and we're looking forward to seeing you keep competing with the Las Vegas
Thank you,
Legion.
guys. Have a great show.
Yep,
Peace,
appreciate
brother.
it, buddy.
Peace.
Standy, I mean, what a guy. The guy, it's not easy, and we give him a lot of credit, because it's really not an easy thing to block out that noise whenever it's mounting, and everyone in the community seems to have something to say about you, even your past teammates. For him to come out and have a breakout series against a team like Boston, that's why we give him so much props, because it's not easy to have that mental fortitude in this day and age with you know, social media and all that. Sometimes it can be hard to block out that noise, and he does a great job at it.
Especially given his team, man. I mean, you have some outspoken players like Clay and Donnie who will not hesitate to let you know if you're fucking up or if you're not bringing a certain energy or making the right plays. And I don't have enough to say about him, because I personally was also sort of doubting this. I wasn't doubting the Vegas move. I was doubting Standy's ability after what Toronto was saying, and he proved sort of me wrong and a lot of others wrong. So
yeah,
happy for him and excited to keep watching him play.
Absolutely. But without any further ado, let's hop into our next segment of the show. It is a fan favorite. We are going to be hopping into the deep dive, where we break down gameplay analytically, and we tell you guys what's going on the map. Deep dive. All right, Zin. So I think it's only right that we start out on this map. We talked to Standy. We have him and Beans on our Team of the Week. And here we're looking at their first map of their series. So we didn't know really what to expect coming into this. Oh, whoops. We didn't really know what to expect coming into this. But they play an Al-Bagra Fortress in, and Vegas comes out on top. But just by the chin hairs on their chin, whatever the hell the saying is, these guys barely pull it out. So we're going to break this down for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of us sort of know how this ended. It was probably one of the most electric maps we've seen all weekend long, or honestly on the year. Standy, who we just spoke to, was lights out. TJ was very impressive this map, and especially versus a Boston team who was very, very strong on Fortress. It was, you guys saw it there, was a 0-3 record going into this map for Vegas, so everyone was kind of doubting. Nonetheless, we're starting on good side, which it's pretty clear-cut. You're starting on good side. The only thing you want to do is win these initial fights, not let your opponent cross the art, while simultaneously blocking those stone steps. Look where number 6 is right now. So his goal is to make sure Boston is not getting any wonky spawns. They want to keep them in that demon trap.
Yeah, so essentially, Zinni said it best. You just want to keep these guys trapped here. And the mistake that we see with teams a lot is that they'll give up that top maps control, which is right here on the mini-map, if you guys can see it, where number 1 is right now. They'll let people sneak through and get through art, and then they kind of pinch you out. They kill you stone stairs, and that's why you see that these spawns can become so sporadic. But Vegas does a great job off the rip. They utilize their good side spawn, and they keep them in that trap pretty much the whole time. And Standy, again, we were talking about him. He just does a great job as a roaming slayer on this map, keeping them at bay the whole time.
I want to just note sort of his play here, right? He doesn't stay stagnant and try to hold this street and fend off their entire team. He goes for a timing. He actually pinches top art, and he knows that these players are going to be pushing that P1 street after getting that scrap time, and he has the perfect pinch on the 2 players here. He's just a thorn in your side. A lot of players would take that sort of risky fight and try to, I guess, Captain America the entire team. He makes the right play there, plays his timing, hits that pinch, and that's why Vegas currently has control of this P2.
Yeah, so right here, I mean, it's just an all about mixer. You see number 7 already backing up to depths, which I love that play out of Donnie. It's a super disciplined play. They realize that this 30 seconds is just kind of not really important, and you can see they flip to that P5 spawn, and that's really one of the main spawns that you want to try to block. So you'll see teams regularly try to get P2 time, push out to P5, block the spawn, and then flip them to stone. And that's how you kind of put teams in that P3 blend off the rotation. And Vegas does a great job at that right there.
We just saw Tej win a huge fight bottom maps, because if they killed Tej, that guy on the old hill probably would have left that time. They would have tried 4v3ing while TJ spawned out like back P2. So TJ makes a big 1v1 there bottom map. So great play from Tej. Like I said, he was electric all series long. And I think for him, his downfall has always been respawn. This year, he's been very inconsistent, but his search has been lights out. And this series was incredible for him, but we can talk about P3 all day. This is the ideal scenario right now. Eli Standy being pushed out in art. Boston has to take care of him, or they have to flood through maps. They can't really leave themselves exposed to top single or top dub window. And this is when he's just having a field day. I mean, they're spawning P2. They're forced to come and try to kill him.
Yeah, and he knows exactly where they're spawning, because there's only 2 spawns here, and it's basically bottom art where he is right now. But since he's blocking that, they are just going to keep spawning stage, and they just have him in the super blend. And we talked about it while this match was going on. Wake started 0-8, and it is so hard to get Wake to start 0-8 with the gun skill that he has. So Vegas was just playing this perfect, and you see Standy again just being an absolute nuisance. He's been alive this whole time.
And that's what's so important is the ability to play his life. He's not sticking in one room. He's not sticking in one area. Boston is forced to go hunting. And honestly, their forces are kind of split. Like, they're kind of spread thin. They don't really have the resources to send 3 people hugging hands to go after him. So Eli, I mean, it's a masterclass here. I think he goes on like a 10 or 11 spree, just literally roaming top art. And he's one of the reasons why they end up taking this map. It was close, but just I can't gas him enough for this play. And now Boston, I mean, look at the trap they're in.
Yeah.
Vegas has the perfect line across art. They have a guy P2, P1 street, on hill.
And I wanted to say, so this hill is actually interesting, because it's worth noting that there's really 2 spawns you can get whenever you're trying to hold this hill, and it's either back stone where he just spawned, or you're going to spawn stage. And whichever side you spawn on, they're actually coming from the other side. So right here, he spawns back here, number 6 does. So instantly, Vegas should know that all of the pressure is coming through stage side and like bottom art, because you usually get, whenever you get that spawn, you spawn on the opposite side. And they keep locking down this time. And honestly, having the hill white right here is not a big deal at all. Right now, you just want to lock this down going into the P5 hill and try to keep control of this side of the map to keep them trapped for P5.
Yeah, so Boston start off slow here, but, I mean, it's just incredible plays from Vegas. I haven't noticed many misplays from Boston, more so just incredible play from Vegas. It's very hard versus any team to clear someone who's roaming top art. Like you'll see Pred make that play a lot, or Shotzi, where they get top rails, they're just running circles. Nonetheless, it's a pretty standard setup here, right? Vivid's going to be pushed out P2. He's trying to make sure his teammate on Anvil can't die. And those players with ARs, number 3 Awakening, he's going to come head glitch the barrel. They know that Vegas sort of have to overextend to check that Anvil corner.
Yeah. Vegas does a decent job here, but Boston, they set up that line, and right here it could become so annoying when you're the team trying to break, because you know that they're in those corners, but their ARs have so many lines of sight, and especially with Nero getting out and being able to roam a little bit, it just makes it so difficult because there's only so many angles you can try to fight Hill from, and Boston just has every single one of those locked down. So it's actually pretty difficult to get P5 time, I feel like.
I mean, the one plus for Vegas is, like, you're not even really super worried about this time. The only worry is keeping them trapped on that side of the map. Like, sure, let's give Boston that 30-second scrap time. We can essentially chain a P1 to P2 rotation and get a full 60 on P1, secure those spawns for P2, as long as we make sure no one slips through. So sure, Boston can sit on the head glitches. They can hold all the time in the world. If we don't overextend and try to overplay our hand, we're still going to have them exactly where we want them with like a 40, 50-point lead.
Yeah, right here, best case scenario, New Hill's about to pop on P1. To go back to what Zin was saying, they just have them in the demon trap. Number 5 is probably going to back up here, block Stone. We'll just let this play through. And look where Boston is spawning. And they have all of the cuts in the world. If you're Boston, you know you have to clear out maps. You know you have to clear out P5. You have to clear out side maps. There could be someone top double windows. Like, there are just so many angles to be able to just be a nuisance.
And let me just say, I don't like the angle Donnie just played there. I feel like whenever a player pushes up in that deep right corner, they rarely ever find success. A lot of players do it, but I just feel like it's a lot safer to play that box, because from that box, you can sort of angle yourself towards gate. And if your teammates die holding left, you can just lay down under the box and essentially get bullets on people that are crossing, hopefully even get the kills.
Yeah, I'm actually going to mute here for the listen-in because we heard the listen-in. We're trying to break this down analytically, so we'll unmute whenever the listen-in goes off. But yeah, right here, best case scenario for Vegas again. 170 to 80 on the score. They know that this rotation could basically just close the game out, but Boston makes some big kills, and they have Big Wake on stage already, and they're just going to try to flood through the front here and hold it.
I mean, Joe slipping through there was very important for Boston. He plays his life long enough for his teammates to come reinforce. If he didn't slip through, Vegas would have walled straight in, had Hill control, play their off angles on open and closed. Nonetheless, Boston has Hill control, and they're also going to spawn close, right? Luckily for Vegas, number 6 is in a spot where he's blocking that under-dub window spawn. He can try to get some bullets on people crossing, but look what spawn opens up for Boston here.
And I believe this is where Boston starts coming back, and there's a very, very big reason for that. Look at the mini-map right here, guys. Look at it. They are all trapped in the back. You have Boston early rotating, securing the P3 rotation. This is like best case scenario for Boston. They're getting scrap time. They're getting kills on ult. Obviously, Vegas breaks in, but that 15 seconds doesn't really matter because they did their job. They split the time on that hill. Now they're going to get a clean P3 rotation, and they know that this is their foot back in the door. And we're going to see a good hold here from Boston in just a second.
I mean, once again, sort of similar from before, but this time it's Boston. Nero makes a big kill towards P1, so his teammates don't lose numbers. If Nero would have died there, you would have seen Vegas probably be very aggressive with numbers in a 4v3. That being said, Tej also had a cruise, so maybe a little different of an approach. And obviously, we don't know by now. If you bang that cruise missile into a wall, it pretty much makes the trophy useless. So very important. If you're not banging those cruises into walls, I would start doing that.
Yeah, that has become the norm. So I actually like that. A lot of people will argue I don't like that. It's cheesy. I don't want to see that. But I think that it's the only way to really counter a trophy. I actually like that players are kind of finding out how to work around the trophy system because, to be honest, it shouldn't blow up cruise missiles. And I think a lot of people agree on that. But here, Vegas breaks in again, largely to those cruise missiles. They use 2 of them on that break. But again, Boston staying ahead of the game. They realize, okay, we split time on P3. Probably wasn't the best hold. They could have done better. But again, 2 cruises, it's a hard thing to deal with. But they're setting up for this P4 rotation here, and they're just getting kills around mid-map, being annoying, similar to what we saw Standy do earlier where he was just roaming in art.
Yeah. I mean, this is where it gets sketchy for Vegas, right? They were sort of in prime position all game long. Now this hill becomes scrappy. Vegas gets that P3 scrap. Boston now, you're going to see a little bit of white time, but like this hill sort of usually always gets scrappy. I feel like now teams are getting better at holding it. Like you said, like we saw earlier, they kind of formed that line and they spawned Boston front left.
I think this hill is really hard to hold. Like to have a really good hold, you just need to straight up outslay.
Well, because
it needs to be
can't
clear.
watch everything, right? Because you have to remember that you can do like the single and dub window jump. So you essentially have to watch single jump, dub jump, bottom art,
Stage,
both P2,
P1
street. So you just don't have the numbers to really hold everything. That's why that hill gets a little mixy. Nonetheless, we're rotating back to the anvil hill here.
Yeah,
this is where Joe starts popping off. I
Yeah.
think Joe finds a 4-piece.
Yeah, so I wanted to highlight that. So Joe actually, we'll go back just a little bit. You can see how long Joe's out here. There's 13 seconds left on old, number 3 on your minimap. He just makes a good play and gets out. Now Vegas has to worry about him. They don't know he's here yet. They might have an idea, but I don't know if they have information on him. But Joe ends up basically saving the game for them. They could have lost this way earlier because Vegas ends up getting these initial kills whenever this hill's about to pop. And Joe just makes a big play from the back. You see a 2-piece from Vegas. Joe gets a 2-piece to counter it, and then he ends up getting 3 and I believe 4 after this. He just makes a big play and gets out early and sets his team up for success.
And he started off 0-8. The kid's now 22 and 20, so he had quite the turnaround. He's a player that rarely starts slow, and even when he does start slow, he gets that foot back in the race. But nonetheless, I mean, this goes from a comfortable game for Vegas to a pretty sketchy one, and I feel like we kind of see that with Vegas pretty consistently. They're always in good positions in hardpoint, and then somehow, some way, there's like a 10 to 20-point differential. And Clay has spoken on that before, where it's like even in all their losses, they're losing by 10, 20 points every single time. But luckily for them,
this is where it gets sketchy for Vegas.
Yeah.
Right here. So you see again, those P1. The P1 hill is so damn important. They end up getting 4 deaded on P5, trying to secure some of that time because they're 22 seconds from winning the game right now. In their minds, they're like, getting that damn hill. Let's try to soak up every second we can. Boston thinks bigger picture, ends up getting the kills. And
well, don't let the lead fool you here. Right now, Boston's in the position to win the game.
Correct.
Like, even though they're down 20 points, they have that demon trap, essentially. And now if you're Vegas, you need to hope to win fights on P1 or start pinching around P2 and Art to try and mess things up and make sure that Boston can't win on P1. And that's exactly what we'll see. Clayster makes a big kill from top Art. You'll see TJ's in a pinch dark. And now the spawns flip. So it went from perfect scenario for Boston to ideal scenario for Vegas. Clay's making some kills, and I like the discipline here. They don't get frantic and immediately try sprinting at the truck to kill the guy out of P1. They play the cuts first. They know that guy in the truck's a sitting duck, and once again, it goes from prime position for Boston, then to Vegas, and now for Boston with that spawn flip.
Yep. And here we go. This is where it starts to become a grade A bang out. Ladies and gentlemen, Boston is in the clear position to win here. They're spawning Vegas out.
Right here should be done.
This should be done. They have them trapped, but Vegas works some magic. They break in through the front at the end of the game.
No, not Vegas. His name is Thomas T.J. Haley, and he pops a ginormous 3-piece to allow his teammates to get back into play. I believe he goes on a 4 or 5 spree here, and I mean the kid's got an SMG trapped in a corner. Definitely a mixture of misplay from Boston as well as a great play from Tej. I mean, just saved the game, and then Eli Standy comes in with the Kobe to save the game.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration on Boston's face there. They know that they let that one slip through their fingers. They were in the position to win that game. Tej goes massive, gets 4. Standy comes in with a big 2-piece nade, and they end up getting it done.
Yep.
It was an absolute bang out of a map, and you know it was a great one to watch. So now we're going to be taking a look at our second map of the deep dive. We've got some Expo control. We would have got the optic one, but I don't think the VOD was up yet. So we're just going to go here with Boston Breach versus the Vegas Legion again.
And let us just say, we like to think we have some extensive knowledge. Obviously, we're both former pros in this game. This map is new to us too, so we're kind of learning with you guys as we sort of analyze the mini-map and see what's going on. I kind of have a basis of spawns, but nonetheless, like, I think even the pro teams are still trying to figure out really what the optimal play is, and that's why we saw it so few times this weekend. I think we saw it, played twice, right, in this series and then the Optic series. So teams are sort of straying away from it, and we thank the teams who let us watch this, because I speak for everyone when I say it is miles better than Fortress Control to watch.
So we talked to Shotzi a little bit on the couch, and he said that the offensive side is favored, and I want to highlight why he's saying that. Off the initial spawn, you literally can just walk down to A, and if you end up making those kills like you're seeing here, Nero is just popping pieces. That is 2 ticks. Obviously, Vegas ends up getting a lot of trades, but that is 2 ticks in the first 11 seconds of the offense. That is just... it seems free.
Yeah, and with that being said, it's kind of like, I feel like there's no risk, because that main spawn point, look where number 2 is spawning. You spawn like that top right corner of the map, and you kind of have like a bunch of avenues to be, right? You have like that left hallway, you have the bottom hall, you have the top windows, you can pinch top barbecue or top bar, whatever people are calling it. So I do feel like there's no harm done right now trying to capture A off break. And the one thing I will say about A is it's definitely a little weird, because the point is sort of bigger than you'd expect, because you can contest it from the front side at those boxes.
I think it needs to be that big, though.
I agree.
Because if it's not that big, like we said, whenever we talk about that spawn where you can just run down to A, if the defensive team can't contest that at all, it just makes it way too easy on the offensive team. And I said the same thing when we were playing it in ranked the other day. But once you actually like see it and realize it, I think that it needs to be that big, or it just wouldn't make sense. But you see Boston creep on into A, they end up making some good kills, and that's the point gone. And now I feel like this B point, if you lose A, unless you're out, like if you get killed at B, I feel like it is so easy to cap for the offensive team, because they basically have 2 alleyways to push through, jumping down through backstage, or they have to flank through mid, and it's kind of an easy read because you can just pick up this low hall. I feel like it's so hard.
I mean, that's why you see teams capturing B more consistently. Like, usually teams capture B first on this map, and we've seen it so far, is because B is just a way easier point to cap, especially based on the spawn. It's like you spawn, and you're right there. Whereas A, like, if you don't make that initial wave of kills, you're kind of put in that trap, and you're forced to go B because you're spawning so far away from A. The only way you'll spawn A is if your opponent literally pushes into, like, the top right side of the map.
Up here. No, you're good.
Up here, and then you'll start spawning on this A ramp,
Spawning
which teams don't like to do because they know that A is the harder point to cap. But luckily for Boston, they capture A first, maybe a bit of a misplay from Vegas, and now they're just in prime position to just keep flooding.
And I do want to say, I think that when teams get better at this map and they get more reps on it, I think that it's only going to get easier and easier for them to win on offense, because like you see Tej right there about 30 seconds ago, he was playing a Creddy laying in the left hall behind the stage. That's not as readable right now, but once these teams get more reps on this map, those creddy spots that people are playing are going to become like second nate. Like, they're just going to know that you're there, and I feel like it's going to become so hard. We see Boston Breach take the first offense. Really, honestly, clinical. Again, let's highlight the spawn. They just waltz right down to A.
They're just going for it, man.
There's no contest. You can just fucking fly at that thing.
I mean, your best bet right now for Boston is to play that A street, because if you chow like those top windows, it's kind of a risk because the offense beats you there, and they're pretty much already pre-aiming those windows. Obviously, it depends on your shots, but most of these pros shoot pretty damn straight. So that's why you don't really see a contested off break from the top window lookout. Nonetheless, Vegas get on A. Luckily for Boston, the trades are in, and just let's highlight the spawn for Vegas. Look where number 5 spawns.
Yeah, they're spawning.
Pushed up towards B. I'm confused. I'm actually confused. Why did number 5 spawn top right and 8 just spawn towards A?
Yeah, that is...
I don't really know.
So that happens a lot in this game, though, I feel like. The split spawns, and we saw it a lot on Control, on Hotel.
Yeah.
Like, teams will be in kitchen, but then someone would still spawn back kitchen.
So that one makes sense, because number 1 pushes up towards, like, the right side B spawn point. So
and he's blocking.
So then they start spawning A.
So the 2 spawns, just to highlight, on the B side, it's down here in this little room, or they spawn, like, up here, and then the other spawn on the other side is, like, back here. So the spawns are kind of, like, insane, and we saw Optic manipulating them a little bit today, where Ghosty would push up back through the A side and, like, force them to spawn in Narnia on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
But Boston has a good defense there. They end up saving A by the last second heroics, and again, you see Vegas get that B spawn, and they just kind of take
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Because if you're Boston, you kind of have to have some defense at A. So you have to have, let's say, 2 people at A and 2 people towards B. When you spawn so close to B, I mean, the people defending A just don't have time to, like, get to a spot to really cut these guys off B. Essentially, you're always going to have numbers pushing B, I think. Assuming A is still up.
It does seem like when the trades are going down super fast, the offense just can outflood defense.
Yeah.
Because defense spawns kind of deep.
They spawn deep.
And we actually saw it earlier in the match today. They were spawning out far, and Optic, I'm pretty sure, just outflooded them, and there's nothing you can really do. And again, when teams get better at securing these chokes, it's gonna become so hard for teams to win. I feel like it's gonna become very hard for teams to win defenses on this map. But we'll have to see what happens in the future with this map. But what do you think so far about it in comparison to Albagra?
I think the map is a much better watch. I can't speak on it like as a player because I do think spectator opinion and player opinion can differ sometimes.
Oh, 100%.
So we've only played it in ranked. I can't speak for the pro players. I do know some have said it's way better just because, I mean, Albagra it's such a risky map because you die once and then the whole round's over, and you're camping spawn for kills. It's not fun for anybody, for players to play, for people to watch, and this map, it's not a sore on the eyes. It's like a breath of fresh air. I think it's great for the scene, and I can only speak as a spectator, but I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, and Reese ends up going huge. He kills all 3 of the remaining Las Vegas members to end up clutching up that defense for him. So yeah, it's interesting because Shotzi was saying earlier as well that they were triple hitting out top bar right here, and they do it here as well. They double hit out top bar, so we're seeing a little bit of a different break. Yeah. I wonder how important the trophy system is for the breaks on this map. I feel like if you get a trophy down A off the rip, it's basically just a wave of straight gunfights.
Well, I feel like a good play is maybe send like 3 towards A and someone towards top mid playing like a late pinch. I mean, that's just me literally looking at the map right now and thinking about how it's going to play. Those players from B are probably going to try like reinforcing A and pinching like top bar and top mid. So if you send like a 3 towards A and one person top mid just waiting for a timing to catch that once they learn the timing, I feel like that could be a pretty good play. Nonetheless, kills are kind of going back and forth here.
Yeah, right here I just want to highlight this spawn. So you see, this is like one of those weird spawns that we talk about. Like number 7 is right here, and he's blocking. Like realistically, he should be blocking this lower spawn. And then you have number 8 up here, and he's blocking the top left spawn.
I think at the least this player should spawn here because let's
say he should spawn back B.
Let's say this guy is somehow blocking this spawn, which I guess is what's going on. This guy should at the very least be blocking the close spawn, and this guy should spawn here. So I'm a little confused by some of the spawns we saw. Like earlier, I noted how one player spawns here and one player spawned here, like a second apart, and I didn't see anybody from the opposite team like blocking anything. Yeah. So I do think as of right now, still learning the spawns and still trying to figure out why these things are happening, but it's important to note if you're a player playing ranked or you're a pro that these split spawns are happening.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. So just watching this map back today and watching the pros play it like 2 times, now when I play this map in ranked, I'm going to be so much more aware of where people are spawning. And all it takes is watching it back like 1 or 2 times. Control is super, I feel like control's super straightforward in this game. And this map just goes to show there's literally like 3 or 4 spawn points on the whole map.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's helped me a lot learning the spawns. But here we go. Vegas, again, on the defensive side. They kind of just put Boston in a super blend, and there's nothing Boston can do about it. You see them kind of start funneling towards B. They're taking that spawn, but they have eyes on it already. And that was a clean round out of Vegas. They do end up getting on at the last second, but I'm pretty sure he ends up getting cleaned up. That's a clean defense.
Very clean. And, I mean, obviously, just because you spawn close to the B point doesn't mean you're guaranteed to capture it. I mean, you see a slang masterclass here, and this is when I thought that Vegas sort of like kind of had like a chance to win this map. Essentially, I'm like, okay,
wait,
if they win this round,
winning this? I thought they ended up killing this guy off of the point. And did they end up capping this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say I could have remembered them getting killed off it at the last second. But yeah, I think this map plays really well. Let's see what Vegas does on their. I think this is the last round on their next offensive break. I think this is where they went B. And they got stomped out at B, I believe, and then the rest of the round just kind of got away from them. I could be wrong. But yeah,
I mean, these points do seem like pretty close, right? Like compare this like a hotel control, A and B. Like
I think I am wrong. They just got 3 dead.
You'll see sometimes like a team will like break off towards A on hotel offense and get a wipe diner and immediately try to audible B. and it's kind of a risky play because of that spawn.
Couldn't have been
I
more
do
wrong.
I do feel like it could be a good play on this map if you like sort of bait B and go A, because I feel like it's a lot. I feel like B to A is a lot more accessible on this map compared to the others, if that makes sense. I guess LSC low too, you can use bottom mid.
Like you can't just insta get to the other point like some of the other controls. It's not as accessible.
Well, no, I think it is on this map, especially based on
think it is?
especially based on the spawn, like because they spawn deep. I'm not sure if it's a good play. I'm literally just, like I said, we're kind of learning as we go right now with you guys. I'm just trying to think of like different types of things you can do. And I could be faded, but I feel like that could be a decent option because A does seem like the harder point to cap.
Yeah, and you see Boston doing it as well. I just want to back up here really quickly because this is what we've been seeing teams do a lot on their defenses. They push out this back left spawn, but I feel like it's such an easy position to get killed. There's really nowhere you can be because there's the staircase, there's that tent up there, and then...
Well, I mean, because your team is just spread so thin. Like, you can't afford to have multiple people up here because... They're spawning here. They're going to be pinching all the way around. They can pinch this bottom door. They can pinch top bar. They're just too much to watch. And this guy is usually trying to watch this back left area and this lane right here.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're kind of just spread thin, and that guy, if they go for him, is essentially going to get traded no matter what.
Yeah, Boston, I mean, they do a good job. They end up getting 4 dead. And again, you just see the setup. You see how far away they're spawning and how it could be difficult whenever you do get put in that trap. And that's why I think you're right, where we do see teams try to capture A first most of the time, because it seems like a pretty filthy trap to get put into. Unless you end up making the kills, I feel like your push is always kind of staggered. You're getting spawned out deep. Awakening gets 2. You're clearing out so many creds. There's so many pinch angles on this map.
I feel like clearing the guy off the street is so hard because of the off angles.
Dude, it's so hard.
They have an AR. You're forced to guess where they are. They probably have a trophy, so your attacks aren't working the way you'd like them to.
Dude, we were playing it in ranked yesterday, and I died like 4 different times because there's like 5 different creddies that you can play over near that fire pit where number 3 is. There's so many corners and like off angles that you can play. It just seems impossible. And then you got somebody snaking up here like Beans is. I don't know. We'll see how this map ends up transforming, because people are going to learn it more. They're gonna master it, and we're going to see teams play it better and structurally more correct. But right now, it seems offensive heavy.
Yeah.
But I could see it turning into a defensive heavy map when teams learn how to play their lives, not give up, gunfights that they shouldn't.
I mean, if you're trying to learn the map right now and I'm another team, I would watch Boston, because I do think they played sort of both sides very well. They won defense, they won offense, so you at least get some variety there.
Yeah.
So yes, offense could be favored, but obviously it's not guaranteed to win offense. You have to make the kills and make the plays. But
Boston ends up playing it well. You got to give credit. It's the first time we've seen it. It looks like they have a good idea, and you can tell when teams have a good idea how to play it. I just want to highlight Optic again today. They did play London, granted, and London's been struggling, so don't take this with a grain of salt. But it looked like they really understood the map and where they needed to go. Like, we saw Ghosty pushing out that back A zone, blocking the spawns. It just seems like some teams have a better grasp on the map. And again, we'll see.
The map does seem pretty basic. It's just like I think a lot of teams are apprehensive and a little, I guess, scared to play such a new map so quick in an official match. But I do respect the teams that gave the fans a show and let us watch. That was...
Yeah.
Would you agree that's better than Fortress to watch? I think night and day, not even close.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
For sure. But let's hop into our next segment. Zin, I'm going to let you introduce this one. It's a fan favorite.
I think it's my favorite, too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
to
the show within the show. Welcome to Rapid Fire.
Zin.
I love it. I love it.
What are we putting at stake here for this one, Zin?
I would say dinner tonight, but I think you have 3 others coming. So
dinner tonight would be insane.
That would be insane.
Yes.
I think because it's a start of a new stage. Why don't we talk about it later, and we'll sort of put something.
Whoa, buddy.
I'm not looking.
Whoa, buddy.
I think we put something.
We put something crazy
on the entire stage. Like,
oh my God, we should talk tonight. We'll figure out the punishment.
I promise you, it's going to be good. It's better than 50 gifted. That I can promise you.
I have to wear a blouse at day 1 of Columbus and walk around the pro area like in a fucking tutu.
I mean,
There's
I wasn't thinking
crazy.
I wasn't thinking that insane, but if that's how you want to get down, that's how we'll get down, guys. If you're new,
first?
I do want to go. Wait, like ask you first? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you first.
You want to ask me? No. I want to ask first.
I think you asked me first last time.
All right, fine. You can ask me.
Let me explain real quick. If you're new, essentially this is the show within the show where we compete against one another. We each ask each other 10 rapid-fire questions, and we each have 60 seconds to answer. And obviously, whoever gets more questions right within those 60 seconds wins. So I'm asking you first.
Let me unbutton. Let me get loose really quick.
I'm asking you first.
You're asking me?
Yep.
All right.
You let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Production, let us know when you got the minute timer backstage.
1 in the chat if you think Tony's going to win.
We're good to
2
go?
in the chat if you think Scumpy's going to win.
All right, we're good to go. Whenever you want to start asking those questions, let me angle myself. So.
All right. Question number 1. Wait. No, let's restart the timer.
Well, yeah. Give me a fair
Hold
shot
on.
at this.
Can I get a 3, 2, 1, go?
3, 2, 1, go.
What is the best-selling video game console of all time?
Halo 2.
Console. The video game console, not a game.
Oh, my God.
You can skip.
The best. Wii.
No. What was the date you got engaged? This would be insane.
Oh, my God.
This would be insane.
I actually don't know it.
You know?
I actually don't know it.
You're fucked up.
That is insane.
What is Method's total esports earnings? Rounded closest to the 10K.
60,000.
That's insane. No. Who was the most recent guest on the Eavesdrop podcast?
Ghosty.
Yes. How many stripes on the American flag?
50. Or
No.
no, 13, sorry.
Correct. How many cars does Hex have?
5.
Wrong. Who made the Optic logo?
Create.
No. Who had the highest KD at Major 3?
Pred.
No.
Whoa. Oh, wait. At Major 3?
Yes.
Celium.
What was the
that
max
right?
viewership for the co-stream at Major 3?
175.
No.
175,000?
Nope.
180,000.
It says 167 here.
That's wrong.
Well, no, I think
that is
it was 182, so you're wrong no matter what. I thought it was 188. Anyways, you got 3
Do you
right.
remember the day that I got engaged?
I definitely could have got the month in it was October 22nd because we were in Seattle.
Oh my God, I am in the doghouse.
That is,
yeah. I gotta start fucking barking.
That is insane. All right, come on, kid, feed me.
All right, let me get it. So I got 3 right.
Let me unbutton. Yes,
I
you
got
got
3
3
right.
right. Come on, feed me. That's wait, 3 is impressive.
Okay,
and
3 is actually impressive.
They fed you some with that. Ghosty was easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Count me down.
3,
Riley.
2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go.
What year was Optic established?
2009.
Wrong.
Okay.
Which rookie had the highest debut KD in the league?
Pred.
No. Wow. Is Antarctica north or south?
North.
No.
I don't, dude. Fuck.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
bad. Fuck. Go.
Oh, who was the last team Optic Texas play this stage?
coming
the
up.
last team this stage.
FaZe. No, Thieves.
You are bottling it.
Richie
from Rich and Lonely is what animal?
What is he? A bear?
No. Oh my God.
Wait, Richie?
How many displays are on the co-stream set? TVs. You are joking.
8, 7.
No.
7.
How
my
many
God.
players have COD championship rings?
I don't fucking know, man. 15, 16.
Oh my. And then what is the highest selling Xbox game of all time?
Halo.
4,
Halo 3.
2,
Oh my God, I literally said it because I fucked up. Oh my God, that is insane.
My questions were harder than yours.
Oh my
My
God.
questions were okay. The Antarctica one was bad, and
Is
I'll
Antarctica north or south?
dude,
You don't know
dude,
that?
it's. I was just like I just spit out something that was bad, but yours were easier than mine. You got easy. The most recent guest on the Eavesdrop podcast.
That one was
You got
easy.
how many stripes on the American flag?
That one's easy.
Who the highest? Who Optic plays the last match of the stage?
Dude, Ant literally just said it on the couch if you were listening with those fucking flapping ears.
Was I there?
Yeah, you might not have been. That's fair. You might not have.
Who is it?
Breach.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, is right.
The only one I'm embarrassed about is the Antarctica. Everything else I don't think was that bad.
You don't know the rich and lonely animal?
What is it?
It's a fox.
Oh fuck.
no, Fox.
Dude, oh my God, that That was
I'm gonna get you back, dude. Nah, see, dude, they'll do anything for you here at this org. They'll give you easier questions.
We have to think of a punishment, and you're down 0-1.
They'll deliver you fucking. I mean, wait, Roger, that's insane.
Wait, he's down 0-1, and he dropped a goose. You didn't get a single one right,
dude. Mine were way harder. The only embarrassing one was Antarctica. You have to admit that. That was bad, and I will say that's bad. Not as bad as you forgetting your engagement, but bad.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our next segment.
Fuck!
We have a new segment today, actually. We've been talking about it on... We have been talking about it on...
Well, I won this one, at
on
least.
the couch. It is Prize Picks, where me and Zinni are competing against each other. With Prize Picks, deposit $100 with our promo codes for an extra $100. You make picks more or less. It's very simple, and you can potentially win 25 times what you put in. You can make picks on a variety of sports. It's super easy to make picks and stuff like that. We bet on Call of Duty and download Prize Picks using code Methods.
Well,
no, it's actually...
No, Methods, because I beat you this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah, go to the Prize Picks page.
So this is my Prize Picks. Actually, I think you're going to have to pull up yours.
It's already on yours. I'll pull it up whenever you're ready to show mine. Because I won.
Is it on there? Are you sure?
It's on yours. Yeah, it's in an incognito tab.
I don't see it.
It's there in an incognito tab, they said.
I don't see it.
Well, I'm no brain box.
Okay, pull out your phone then. And we'll just go through your picks one by one.
I have mine up right here. Essentially all weekend long, if you're watching the watch party, we were putting in these Prize Picks. We're essentially, I mean, you can do it for a bunch of, sports, Call of Duty, obviously, while we're doing it. You essentially, you see the kills and you pick more or less. And I thought it'd be a lot easier because it gets close, man.
Yeah, well, I'm absolutely horrible at it. We've been talking about it on the couch. You guys have heard us saying it, and I am bad. And I'd like to say that I think the winnings that we get are going to a charity of our choice.
Correct.
And right now, I am just bottling it.
Well, no. I think the winner after the season, $10,000 goes to a charity of our choice. So
really?
But
so the winner, okay.
The way this works is whoever has more in their account week after week, like whoever
I'm losing
one more is the winner that week, and that's why.
How much total are you at right now?
Total, I am at like 730.
So I lost
750.
I lost this week.
We started with 1,000 each.
I was going rogue. I won once. I was betting 100 per, and I was just going rogue. Yeah. I'm at 570 total right now with my picks.
I mean, for example, today I did Slasher and Capsule. They faced off. For map 1 kills, I took the more for Slasher at 20.5. And for Capsule, I took less than 23.5.
Did your picks hit?
My bad, Capsule. It hit.
I'm going to give you that. I had Joe Deceives on more. It's whenever... Dude, I'm so stupid because I bet for him to go more whenever he was frying. And then he didn't fry that map.
Yeah.
I just have a curse. It's so simple. And right here, I go less, and he ends up getting 39.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's not easy. It's a lot of fun. It's essentially daily fantasy. I mean, you pick your players. You think and you can pick the maps too, right? So you can do search and destroy, control. You'll pick, if you think Celium will have more than 5 kills, you pick more for Celium. If you think Abizi will have less than 7, you pick less than 7. So
I really suck at this. I'm sure chat is laughing at me right now because look at this. Every pick that I made, less than 15. Slasher hit there. Skies, less than 20.5. He gets 21. It is insane.
You were close a few times. I think the universe works against you.
Abizi more than 24.5. He gets 23. And then Kiz less than 23.5. He gets 19. I mean, I was so close in all of them. In every pick that I made, I was close.
Yeah.
But you win.
But Tony wins.
I'm at 570. You're at?
Over like 750.
So I got some ground to make up here.
So listen, we talk about it on the watch party. That's if you see us on our phone, we're usually putting in some prize picks. If you use code METHODS, METHODZ, to sign up for prize picks, you will get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun doing it. Thank you to Prize Picks for joining the forces with us. We're excited to. I'm excited to continue smoking that ass of yours.
Yeah, and we talk about it on the couch the whole time. It's really no secret. You guys hear us looking at each other, and it's
and if you use code methods, make sure to tweet me so I can show you some love.
It's a good time. But yeah, let's get into our next segment of the show. We've got,
ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, this is actually yours. Go ahead.
You know it. You love it. I grew up watching it. Welcome to the top 10 plays.
Correct.
Of this CDL weekend.
Correct. And this week, we actually didn't really have as many, like, banger plays, I feel like. We had some longer streaks and stuff like that, but we didn't really have many top 10 plays. Let me actually restart this for you guys. We were second late. I feel like there were a lot of streaks this weekend.
Yeah.
And not really so many, like, crazy 4 pieces or aces. It was more so longer streaks. But right here, Draza with a godlike play.
It was a good 1v2.
I'm surprised this is at 10 because he just outsmarted the fuck out of him.
That's my doing. I put it at 10, and that's because I watched all of these through like 3 times earlier, and I think the order is perfect. Obviously, I mean, I'm sure a number 8 play could be a number 9 play. It's not necessarily easy to order them, but these 10 plays stood out to us. We think these players, whether it was a smart play, an impactful play, a dope play, a cracked play, I mean, this kid, Joe Deceives, number 9, they lost this weekend, but he had an incredible series.
Yeah, I have a couple honorable mentions that I want to make for our team of the week, and this kid's one of them. He was right there for us. He had an unbelievable series against Minnesota. One of the best. Gets a great clip there. Next up, we've got 1v2.
And let me explain why this is at number 8 and why it was so important. I mean, Boston actually ended up winning this map to go up 2-0, and it's on the momentum shifts right here when Reese clutches that 1v2. 1-3 and 4-0, 2 entirely different round counts, very different game, and I think Reese, he flipped the switch right there.
They end up making the comeback.
McKilligan.
Yep, my man
nice.
Cammy. Yeah, this was a nice little snap. It's very hard to shoot through a stun like that, and you kind of just center correctly and hope that your bullets hit. I thought that was very impressive to do that through the stun. He gets a nice little 3-piece there on the point.
Big Joe, 4-piece.
Yeah, you can take this one. This is your boy right here.
He's one of my favorite players in the league, and if you guys knew him like I do, you would think so as well. What's impressive, he starts off 0-8, and next thing you know, he's popping a 4-piece, and he's 22-20. So the kid, if he starts slow, he kicks it into gear, he picks it up. A beautiful 4-piece there. Unfortunately, they lose it, but he's the reason why that was even close.
Again, Joey Deceives just going nuts. 19-5 on a 7 streak. The kid was just going crazy, and this is why I say that we have a lot of streaks in our top 10 this week, because we saw a lot of 10-plus streaks, which a 10-plus streak is hard.
At the pro level is very difficult.
I wonder what the highest streak is right now, but a beautiful streak, and again, we have another streak.
And don't worry, we're going to see him another time in this top 10. I'll just say it right now. I mean, the kid had an electric series, especially in hard points here. I mean, this is impressive. He's just roaming art, playing his timings. He knows exactly where Boston is. Boston is forced to split their defenses. They spread themselves thin. They go hunting, but they can't kill the kid.
Yeah, he's just going rogue. And we talk about how he's a roaming slayer and how he's playing off of Tej very, very well. And this clip just really solidifies that and defines it in a visual form. The guy's just going rogue. He's in art, having a blast. He's got Deddy popped. He sees the fringe on his screen where it's like the little mirage that you're seeing when you have Deddy popped. And he's just going nuts. The kid's just having a field day. And, again, a big reason why Vegas ends up closing out this first map against Boston.
Yep.
And we'll continue here. I think he ends up dying on like a 10 here. Gets some good timing there. Going to jump out. Checking his windows. I think another one tries to jump at the top single. How you doing?
How you
doing? That's a 10 streak from Standy. Again, we saw one, and he said, no, I'm not just going to drop 1 10 streak, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do it twice, and maybe even 3 times.
Correct. So here he is. I mean, how much can we glaze the kid?
Dude,
he deserves that glaze.
10 streaks are hard.
Yes.
And to be doing them against Boston in your debut series with a new team,
yep.
it has to be mentioned. And he's doing his thing. He's making big kills. He's making impactful kills, really helping his team secure these last seconds on P5. He's doing it with a sub. He's doing it with an AR. Doesn't matter what he's doing it with. He's just not missing. My man.
I mean, once again, though, he's just a hard kill. He's elusive. He's changing positions. He finds himself, I believe he gets the 11 here. He wins this one top bridge. And,
bang. Almost gets 12 there as well.
I mean, New Vegas, number 2. I mean, the Dark Prince, the kid pops off towards the end. He's playing a very, very good slaying respawn team in Seattle, and he closes it out in fashion. I mean, he gets red control. He closes it
Basically
out. He's playing aggressive. Yeah, I mean, that was beautifully played from Cannon. And number one for us because of the impact, the position they're in. They're in the race for champs. TJ Haley single-handedly saves map number 1.
Look at him.
For the Las Vegas Legion.
3. Give him the 4. They need 1 point, mind you. He gets the 4. Where's the grenade from Standy?
Here it comes.
I believe TJ ends up dying here in the corner, but Standy throws a good nade. Bang.
Yep.
They get the final tick. Just an impactful play.
Hold on, though. Hold the phone.
What's up?
We have something special. Number 0, Fame. How did you not see him?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this was nuts.
Fame, how did you not see him?
I got to ask him. I'd love to ask him.
Well, no, there's an interview, and I will come to his defense right now. I've been there where you're so locked into a kill. Essentially what he said was, first, he was locked into that kill on Platt. He was obviously focused on that fight. Also, his teammate at the same time was saying, I'm going up the stairs, which was a different staircase. So he takes that sound, he takes that comm, and assumes that his teammate's right in front of him while he's locked into that fight. It happens.
It doesn't want to play.
But it was, I mean, we already saw it. It was fun to add that one. That was number 0. The kid had a lights-out rookie performance. So congrats to him. Congrats to Rocker.
Congrats to him.
And that was your top 10 plays. I still can't get over I said North.
It's okay.
That's insane.
You're just 0-1. 0-1 is scary because
0-1's insane.
There's
no, because I could tie it up. Then we have a tiebreaker.
If we tie? That's the thing.
Then we have a tiebreaker.
But we'd have to go questions right at that point for a tiebreaker. We can't tie.
No. We'll have We'll play again.
A goose.
We'll play again.
No.
Yes.
We'll go tiebreaker.
No, we're breaking the tiebreaker with a new game.
All right, folks. We are at our final segment of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Call of the community. I believe we are taking questions straight from the chat today.
We're doing both. So we wanted to add...
we do have questions already lined up?
No, but I have the Twitter open.
Oh, okay.
So, guys, we wanted to add...
So actually, someone just said thin ice. I just want to say this. There's no thin ice this week. We don't... Sorry, excuse me. We don't think anybody was on thin ice this week. You could say London, but...
I mean, we'll talk about
that
London
ice
soon.
is just completely fucking melted at this point. So
yeah, listen, like we said, some segments, depending on the week and what we think is going on, some could be removed, altered. Just bear with us.
Yeah, so
it would have been weird to have a team on thin ice after this weekend, we think.
Yeah, every show's not going to be the same thing. So we're going to be adding actually new segments. So we added the prize pick segment today. We're going to be adding
some coming soon.
We're going to be adding some more segments also coming soon, so we can kind of interchange out certain segments. And we've been listening to your feedback. We're trying to make certain segments shorter, shorten segments, or certain segments longer that you guys enjoy. Like, we're really trying to listen to you guys. It's only our 3rd episode, and we're trying to make this the best experience for you guys possible. So
listen. For Call Community today, if you don't already, Breakdown Pod on Twitter. We tweeted for questions. But we also wanted to show some love to those watching live in Twitch. I know some of you guys listen on Spotify or YouTube. But if you're in the Twitch chat right now, we'd love to get some questions from you guys, whether it's about this weekend, our careers, anything Call of Duty community. We'd love to take some of your questions. And, of course, we have some on Twitter. So while you look at the chat, I'll start with one here on Twitter. This is from Heated_TV. What was the best COD title for competitive play in your tenure as a professional player? I think Black Ops 2.
Dude, that is a hard question because I have a lot of near and dear Call of Duties that I loved. Dude, I might say like MW. I liked MW3 more than Black Ops 2 personally, competitively. I know it's kind of biased because we were insane at that game.
MW3 is very underrated.
Yeah, very underrated game. Black Ops 3 I might even rate higher than Black Ops 2. AW I might rate higher than Black Ops 2. Ghosts I might even... Ghost might be a longer shout. I would say my favorite competitive game of all time was either MW3 or Black Ops 3. I don't think Black Ops 2 was.
I think Black Ops 2 for me was the game I went pro in. It was the game... It was like the first game where... I think the maps are still the best map set we've ever had in competitive Call of Duty history.
Yeah.
That's when Hardpoint sort of took competitive Call of Duty by storm. Search was great in that game. just some of the best moments ever. So my answer is Black Ops 2. Do you have a question from chat, Uriah?
Yeah, I just got a question from chat that I thought was pretty cool. I don't really talk about it very often. I'd like to hear this question extended to you as well, but someone asked me who was the most impactful person that the most impactful person in my career that I guess kind of like helped me and winged me. On the Call of Duty learning side, it's easily Rambo. Yeah. Rambo Ray taught me so much when I was first coming up. He really winged me. MW3, we were insane. He really taught me the ins and outs when I was just naturally raw and grossly skilled. He taught me a lot about the inner workings of the game and teamwork and communication. He taught me a lot. In terms of like the content side of things, obviously, I'm going to say Nate Shot, Hector. Those guys taught me a lot about just content and having to build a brand and all that good stuff. So I'd say Rambo for in-game stuff. And then obviously like Krim, Damon, Matt, like the Dynasty team, they all definitely had their moments with me that really helped. But if I can think of just solely one person, I would say those people for their respective things.
I would say Looney for the gameplay side of things, because even when I was sort of my comeback year was World War II, and I was popping off and I was really good in the slang category, but Looney didn't hold back, and he was very blunt. And looking back at
he is a blunt guy.
Looking back at it, I definitely sort of took that a little more personally. But in hindsight, he may be a better player that I appreciate. On the content side, I don't mean to sound corny, but it's Nate Shot for me too. He introduced me to you and Hector, and I met him when I was really young and didn't really know what I wanted to make in my life. And I kind of looked at him as a mentor, and I kind of saw a little bit of myself like in him in a sense, where I thought I could turn what he was doing into a similar career for me. Yeah. So Nate Shot's my answer as well. I met him before you. I was 11 or 12. I don't remember.
And then you blacklisted him.
Yeah, funny, man. Funny, man.
You got another question from Twitter?
Yeah, so I have from here, this is from Mike Walsh. When do you think we will see another era like CWL as in team expansion? So here's my thing on this. The league buy-in's too high. I don't know a lot about these, but if I'm the league, I would amend that initial $25 million buy-in. I go to every owner right now and say, we'll lower it to $10 million. That way, the $25 million price point is absurd. Honestly, it's unacceptable, especially in this current economic climate. Things were a little different, and we were betting on esports to blow up in a different way. And I think based on what we know now and the growth we've seen, I think 10 mil is a lot more fair.
Yeah, I still think 10 mil is a lot of money.
10 mil is a lot.
I mean, just think about that. $10 million to even be in the league. It's just a lot of money.
I think league is like 10. We need to lower the price. That way people want to come in. We need more global reach. So I would love to see a Spanish team. We need some more UK. We need some more US cities. And I think that starts with lowering the price. There is too much talent and challengers in every single region to keep this at a 12-team league. I mean, we grew up in the era where there was always 16 teams. We had 4 pools of 4. We need to tap back into that nostalgia because, 1, it's nostalgic and people love it, and 2, it was the best format we've ever had. I personally would also like to see a LAN League return. Rocker's event was incredible. Yeah, it was Besides them playing twice in one day, we said our opinion a lot about that. Yeah. The event they threw was incredible. I don't see any reason why we can't do a LAN League now. We did it back when this wasn't a $300 million league. We have more support now. We did it 5 years ago. Whatever argument against it, fuck the argument. Let's get back to LAN.
I just think the league has found a structure that works. Obviously, it's not the most competitively integral with the online league, but I think they just found a formula that kind of works, and it's kind of low lift. You have to think compared to running these LAN leagues. It's definitely a lot easier of a lift, and I think that's mainly one of the main reasons. And these teams have to set that up, which I don't think that they would have a problem, but it's not as easy as just like snapping your fingers and we have LAN leagues. There's definitely a lot of hurdles that you have to get through. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see that as well. I think having 16 teams in the league, doing four pools of 4, just playing more. I just wish that the teams played more, because right now I think the sample size is a little bit low. I think having 5 league matches followed by a major where you could potentially go and lose 1 match and be out, I just think that's kind of cheesy. And we've seen Tej tweet about it. We've seen a lot of players tweet about it. I just want to see them play more. I want to see more COD, and However that happens, it happens, and I hope that happens.
Yeah. We have a question here from Typically on Twitter. Do you think bringing back jetpacks will really save COD, or was that just a different time and the CDL era is just simply different?
Let me answer this one.
Go ahead.
I think that jetpacks, I don't think that it would save COD. It's not about the mechanics that are in the game. It's if the game is good and enjoyable.
Thank you.
It could be a boots on the ground COD. It could be a jetpack COD. It could be a COD where you run around with fucking, I'm not going to say what I want to say because we're on the show.
Yeah.
But, it could be any COD. As long as the maps are good, the tick rate is good, the gunplay is fun, it could be any variation of Call of Duty that's ever been released. I just think that, and I don't think that COD is really dead. I mean, we've seen the CDL. We're hitting
play is popping too.
We're hitting record numbers right now, and I think that if the game was just a little bit better and a little bit more suited to competitive, I think that it would just push us to a new echelon. Because right now, I mean, we're getting there, but we just need a little bit more support competitively, I think. Because no dead silence, no red dot. Like, just think about that. We have so many things that are integral to Call of Duty, and we don't have them, and we are still keeping the league alive through personalities, through history that's been through people watching. And I think that if we just got a game that was a little bit better overall, it would soar to new heights. I don't care if it's jetpacks. I don't care what it is.
I think it's the classic, you want what you can't have. I mean, when jetpacks were out, we were saying we want boots back. Now we have boots back because we want jetpacks. There are pros and cons to each. I just think it's always the classic Call of Duty cycle of as soon as something switches, we need this back or this back. We need consistently good games, whether it's boots on the ground,
we need good
jetpacks.
Maps. We need
good maps, good games. Fun. I think Valorant is killing it with their skins.
Yeah, dude. We need. Imagine if we had skins like Val, and you had to grind for them. Like, oh my god, I just sit and wish, but it's, we get what we get. But I sit and wish that we just had, just even a crumb of like what Val has, just with all the cool camos. They have great maps. The game's catered to competitive, but we also have to understand that Call of Duty is a very public game catered to not competitive, and it's a bigger market.
That's true, but COD Mobile has some incredible skins. I mean, I have very base knowledge of what goes in behind the scenes to these type of things.
Yeah.
Compared to different games, they have us beat when it comes to skins and cosmetics.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Call of Duty world has the potential to really set the bar and at least get really competitive with some of these other games when it comes to skins and cosmetics. Let's take one more question.
Yeah, I just think, just to close on that, I think there will come a point where people do get fed up with Call of Duty if they're really just not listening. I think there will be a point, and I think at some point, if it ever hits that, they'll have to make a change. You know, with Warzone, we're kind of seeing it now. Verdansk was a huge success. Caldera kind of falls off a little bit after Verdansk, and now with Al Mazrah, it's in a bad spot, and I think we're going to see some changes. They already started reverting some things back for Warzone, and I think when people hit a breaking point, they'll be forced to listen.
Yeah. Let's take one more question from chat. Guys, we'll give you guys just a second. We appreciate all the questions. We're going to try to do a mixture of Twitter questions as well as stream questions because we do want to prioritize those that spend time with us live. Also, you guys know we're live on Spotify and YouTube, but we really want to figure out ways to incorporate those who are watching live. And please, we'll take one more question before we head out.
Let's do one more question. Yep.
Okay. I'll let you pick this one. You deserve it, man. You beat me in rapid fire.
Well, chat, let's sauce me some questions. I'll pick one of the good ones.
Will Zin ever shave that back? Listen.
Let's do it live on stream.
Get off my back. No.
Let's do that live.
Get off my back.
So I actually like this one. It's kind of one that we've been seeing brought up a lot. But McGrady asks, should Control be replaced for another game mode for next season? What do you think about that?
It depends on what version of Control we get. Ideally, we get Uplink back. I've always been a CTF fan as a player. I think CTF. I think a hype CTF is one of the most fun games to play as well as watch. That being said, a lot of CTF games can be stale. I don't think CTF would work either with this like sound cue component, that bullshit where
would be nuts.
We give shit players sound cues now because so they don't rage quit off, right?
Imagine
I would like
playing Blitz with the sound cues like this.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my gosh.
If it was my pick, I'm doing CTF or uplink personally.
CTF or uplink?
Yeah.
If we could figure out a way to do uplink without jetpacks, I think uplink was probably the best third mode we've ever had.
Yeah.
Uplink was so much fun to watch. There was an added component with throwing the ball, and you could choke throws. You could win games at the end with a well-placed throw. We did try uplink without jetpacks in World War II.
Oh,
Gridiron?
Yeah,
do you remember that trolley shit?
That's why I do think, from title to title, I do think CTF is the better option. I know a lot of people. CTF is better than Control. I will say that. I am confident when I say that. I truly believe that to my core. I think good uplink is better than CTF, but uplink has to be good title for title, and it just alters with boots in the ground and jetpacks.
Call of Duty is so hard because these game modes, yes, they're their own beasts, but it also boils down to how good the game plays with the specific game modes. Like there could be one game that's released with good maps for CTF, but they fuck up the spawns, or something is just completely and utterly wrong, and then you have to go through and change it. And there's just so many things that go into actually making a game mode work. But
Activision brings this in on a one-time contractor fee of $1 million apiece. We help them figure these things out. We're good to go.
You said $1 million apiece?
$3 million for you, $2 million for Tony.
I'm there. You fucking let me know. You let me know where to sign, and I'm there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Again, apologies for the intro. There's a lot of moving pieces. This was the first time we've ever done this straight off of matches. It's only going to get smoother. We have to like input all the files for the team of the week and all the graphics, and we do that within that 10-minute window. So sometimes it can get botched a little bit. So I appreciate you guys being patient. I'm sure some of you guys were maybe freaking out at the beginning a little bit and saying the breakdown is breaking down again. But yeah, it is a lot of moving parts, and we do our best here. And thank you to Riley, Roger, Matt, Craig, everybody that does help us out behind the scenes. It's kind of difficult to go from watch party straight into this, but
dinner time.
It's only going to get smoother, and I seriously appreciate your patience because, yeah, it is hard, and we stress out a lot about it. And when things aren't going right, I'm pacing and I'm freaking the fuck out, and
But it's these W's that make it all worth it. Guys,
Yes.
can we get a W spam if you guys enjoyed this? This is our 3rd episode of The Breakdown. Mods, if we can please spam that Spotify link. We're on Spotify.
YouTube.
So you have a couple options on your way to work, the gym, school, or press play, mute it, and go to bed, watch it overnight. I mean, we need you guys showing love and support on Spotify. Also, it's uploaded to his YouTube channel at a later date, probably later tonight.
If you could... yeah, this will be uploaded immediately after. We actually have a recording VOD too this time, so the quality should be much better. We straight recorded it, and the quality should be way better than the previous ones that were uploaded. So that's a W in itself. Yeah, if you could plug the YouTube, plug the Spotify. Thank you all so much. We had a great day. Just under 7 hours. We had great CDL matches followed by a great show, and it wouldn't be anything without you guys. So thank you all very, very much from the bottom of our hearts here.
Love
Zin,
you. Send us off.
You can send us off today.
Guys, I'll say it again. Your support means the world on the watch party, The Breakdown. We love you. We'd appreciate any constructive criticism. We're on Twitter at BreakdownPod. Tweet us using hashtag The Breakdown for questions. We'll usually tweet for questions, and once again, we'll incorporate chat.
Yep.
But we want your criticism. If you think a segment should be shorter or longer or it's perfect, like we would love to hear what you guys think. This show is for you guys, and we're going to keep making alterations and changes depending on what you guys are loving. So
Well said.
thank you guys. We love you. It's time for us to get dinner. Enjoy your
They
night.
want it to be longer. I'm seeing longer.
Wow. Well, why don't you tweet us, baby? But we love you guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great night. Be safe.
Yep.
Get some good food down you. Get some rest. Good night, guys.
Yep. Later.